What's up guys, I'm Brogan. Today in this video, I'm super excited to dive in with you guys and check out the Kris Coolmod Beast Mini 2TB setup. Now this is a plug and play option with loads and loads of games. We're going to tour through exactly what this has to offer for us today, but I want to highlight first that there's different ways that you can get this exact same build. So if we navigate over to the website, you'll see that we have the Beast Mini 2TB pulled up on here, and under choice right here, we have external drive, external SSD, internal drive, internal NVMe M.2, and we also have SD card here. So I have for you guys today two different versions of this. It's the exact same collections. It's more or less the exact same setup, just different ways to access everything. So for the portable SSD option, it's going to come on the SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD. I've used these in the past. They're the most reliable external SSDs that you can get on the market today. And then we also have the SanDisk 2TB micro SD card. So if you're going to use handhelds, you're going to use maybe a laptop that has a SD card slot on it, this is going to be the option for you. But if you're using like a gaming PC or a gaming laptop, then this is probably the option you want to go with unless you want an internal setup. And of course, you can also go the hard drive route as opposed to the SSD route to save yourself a little money as well. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this today. I'm going to be using my gaming laptop, and I'm going to go with the portable SSD right here, but keep in mind, I could use this right here as well because this micro SD card can slide right into the micro SD card slot right here on my laptop too. So let's fire it up. Let's comb through what the experience is going to be like from top to bottom, and let's see if it is truly plug and play and what it actually offers. All right, so here is our SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD. We're going to go ahead and open this up. So you can see it's in the original packaging, but it has been opened up and fully loaded. So right here you guys can see here is our external 2TB portable SSD. Very compact, very lightweight, very thin, very easy to take with you on the go. And you'll see that there's a Type-C port located down here at the bottom. So we'll set that aside. Under the user manual is going to be our Type-C to Type-C connection. We also have an adapter down here as well. So if you don't have a Type-C port on your PC or gaming PC, you can simply go ahead and throw that on the end, and now you've turned this into a USB-A connection to your laptop or PC, which all of our devices have. So Type-C, USB-A, other end here is going to get plugged in just like so. And let's go ahead and connect this over to my laptop. All right, guys, you can see we plugged this in. We got the Beast 2TB Mini in the D drive over here. We're going to double click on that. So we have a bunch of different file folders here. We have our ICO file. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to the Wiki Plus, and then I recommend going into the Windows one-click gaming drive install. And if you go in here, you're going to click on this Beast Mini install for dummy. Now, I'm used to Kris Coolmod's products. I know my way through the process of setup. But if you're coming into this brand new, I recommend just reading this. It's a text document, and it walks through all these setup steps here. And rest easy knowing, though, that it looks like a lot more than it actually is because this is a one-click installation. So I'm going to actually get out of the text doc, but I recommend that you guys definitely check that out. So what we're going to do is you're going to go to Install Gaming Driver application here, and this is a one-click installation process. So go ahead and grant access with yes. So all you have to do is just let this do its thing. It's going to advance through the entire setup process here, and it's going to confirm for you guys once it's complete. All right, guys, we're going to comb through this entire thing right now. So where we've landed is on MAME currently. So I'm actually going to go into MAME. MAME is one of my most favorite collections. So inside the MAME collection, you can see we have all of our games. Now, I love the way that the logos populate in here. We get the video preview that morphs into the background. And we also have a cabinet on the left-hand side, fully decorated in a wrap, and also showing like the cover art, logo, all that stuff for each of the titles that we highlight. So as we get to like Afterburner 2, you can see that the cabinet becomes the Afterburner 2 cabinet. So really cool the way that everything populates in here. I think this is absolutely incredible. This is a very clean setup. Very easy to navigate. Alien 3 the gun. Look at that. We've got the guns mounted onto the cabinet there in the background. Video preview morphs in there. It looks really sharp here. And it also shows you this screen right here, which shows you like the high scores and stuff like that. So very easy to navigate. There's 854 games in the MAME collection. So we're going to back out of this one. And actually, if we scroll up or down with our analog stick or our D-pad, you can see that we're in currently all systems where MAME was located. But we have our favorites collection up here as well. But yeah, all different systems. We can jump around in here. But next collection is Atari 2600. And if we go into Atari 2600, you can see the way that this collection is populated in. I love the way that we have the cover art there. We have that retro background. We've got E.T. up there on a shelf, actually on both shelves. We have the console. We have the old school TV, which of course demos the game that we are highlighting. So if we went into Berserk, for example, I love this game. That is the game being played on there. And this just screams retro across the board. So really impressed by this theme. Now we're going to back out of this collection because we got to keep it moving. There's a lot to cover. We have Atari 5200 next. Inside here we have a total of 72 games. Same sort of deal. We've got the video previews that populate in once we highlight the title, different box art because it's a different console collection, different background as well. I mean, it's similar style background, similar style TV, but obviously different console, different games being highlighted in the background. So let's back out. I don't think that did I give you guys a game count for the 2600? Let's see. 16 games for the 2600. So we'll keep it moving. We did the 5200. Let's do the 7800 for Atari now. Inside here, 71 games laid out pretty much exactly the same, but we've got Goonies in the background. We've got Blade Runner. I love both of those movies. Yeah, I mean, this is consistent. The only thing that's different here is Burger Time is different box art, or no box art, it's just the logo. So yeah, I mean, I would change that just, because I'm OCD, but everything else comes in here beautifully. Frogger is a little different as well. Same thing here. There's a couple titles that populate in differently, but yeah, still pretty cool to say the least. So Matt Mania Challenge, love that. So let's back out. We'll hit the B button. And next collection over, and oh wait, I keep forgetting to tell you guys how many games. Oh wait, 71 games in that collection. All right, so next one we have Atomiswave. Now I am a big fan of Atomiswave. I like the graphics on here so far. Let's see how it populates in. Very similar. Now it's showing us box art. Obviously these are for, arcade games, but still looks very uniform, very easy to navigate. Populates into the video preview nicely, and the background's different as well. We got some action figures, looks like a Batman action figure in the background. Just, again, screaming retro, screaming nostalgia. It's just very cool from top to bottom. So we'll back out of that collection, which had, I keep forgetting to tell you guys the counts, 23 games down there, and you can see the count in the bottom right corner. So 23 Atomiswave games. Next is ColecoVision. Now inside ColecoVision, we have 140 games, and you can see as we scroll through how everything populates in. Very consistent collection by collection, but again, the background differs. We've got the console there. We've got, looks like Creepshow 2, Nightmare on Elm Street, a bunch of different games on the other side. So very nicely put together, and everything once again populates into that video preview effectively. We can also skip ahead, and we can jump to, like, let's say we want to jump to M titles. We hit the M titles, and we can easily navigate through our list to those, and then to launch them, obviously, we just hit our A button. So I'm going to be back out of this. All right, we're going to back out of this collection altogether. Next, we have Dreamcast, one of my all-time favorite retro gaming collections. So inside Dreamcast, we have a grand total of 47 games. A little bit light, not going to lie. But I like the way that the cover art populates in with the disc jacket and all that. We've got the console there. We've got the controller. We've got the Dreamcast magazine, it looks like. We've got the box, actually, top left corner. Some games, little statue there. So yeah, we've got Confidential Mission. We've got some Capcom versus SNK. Was that Cannon Strike over there? There we go. Cannon Spike. We have Crazy Taxi 2, Original Crazy Taxi, Daytona USA 2001, Dead or Alive 2, Dino Crisis. Yeah, some pretty cool games to say the least. We got House of the Dead 2, Hydro Thunder, Jet Grind Radio, Soul Reaver here from Legacy of Kain. We got Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Power Stone 1 and 2, Project Justice. Wow, Rush 2049 is a good game. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, Soul Calibur, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I love this game, especially for Dreamcast. Got some Street Fighter in here. We've got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 in here. Virtua Cop 2, Virtua Tennis 2, Wacky Races, and yeah, I mean, Zombie Revenge, and we get back to where we started. So really love the way that this populates in. So we're going to back out. I love seeing the cover art there, and seeing it like on a disc jacket, just for whatever reason, really brings it all together. We've got Dreamcast indies now with a total of 20 games. You can see how these populate in. Similar background, or exactly the same background. No box art, but it shows you the logos. So yeah, nicely put together here once again. Backing out, we'll keep it moving. We've got Game & Watch next. Inside Game & Watch, not a collection I dive into much, but it does look pretty cool. We've got 18 titles here. So if you grew up playing these, and I have played some of them, but it's not my go-to, it does, you know, it does kind of take you back, and it's fun to look at. I don't know that I'd actually play these, but again, it does kind of add to that retro experience here. So moving forward, we have original Game Boy next with how many games? 841. And again, they populate beautifully, and they also populate where the box art here is over the actual cartridge. Now, background is all NES themed, but still very cool. Keeps that, you know, Game Boy, Nintendo sort of feel to it. Great selection. So we'll back out of that one. We have Game Boy Advance next, and Game Boy Advance usually has a lot of games. Let's see how many are on here. So 29 games. All right, so not that many games. It seems a little bit watered down. We got Astro Boy. We've got Bruce Lee, Return of the Legend. I actually remember this game. It's actually pretty sweet. Graphically was very good for Game Boy Advance. We've got F-Zero in here. We've got, what else? Some Kirby titles, some Zelda titles. Looks like all of our Mario titles, as well as Mario vs. Donkey Kong. We got some Mega Man. We got some Metroid in here. We've got some Street Fighter in here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in here. Wario Land. So yeah, a good selection of games. We'll back out. Love to see more, but Game Boy Color now, how many games do we have inside here? 576. So given the fact that Game Boy and Game Boy Color have so many, I'd love to see more for Game Boy Advance, because I actually play Game Boy Advance personally more than I do anything else. There's some great titles in here though. So we got Ants Racing, Ants 2, Army Men games. Oh, those take me back. So many times I played those in the backseat of a car on like long road trips in the late 90s. So just seeing all this stuff looks cool. This one's a little different. I'd like to see that changed over just so there's consistency. But it does look like the majority of the titles populate in kind of in unison here with that same sort of style. Now, 576 games. That's pretty much complete. Maybe there might be a few titles that are missing here, but 576 is pretty complete, I think, for the Game Boy Color, at least for US titles. So yeah, it looks really nice here. I want to see if we have the Mummy Returns, which was, for whatever reason, one of my favorite Game Boy Color games. I know I'm probably the only person to ever say that, but let's see if it's in here. Just to, I like to throw random, like, all right, let's look for this on here to see if it's actually here. So we're in the L's, here's the M's, and we do have the Mario games here, Mario Golf, Mario Tennis. So we should be getting close to it here. It'll be obviously towards the end. We got Men in Black in here. It's Mission Impossible, Monopoly, Monsters, Inc. There we go. So we got the Mummy Returns right there. Love this game. We also have the original here as well. And you can see graphically how different those are. Just, I think, 2 years apart. But yeah, the Mummy Returns, way better graphics for Game Boy Color. All right, so let's back out. We've got next GameCube over here. And GameCube is going to deliver us with 30 games. So we got Burnout 2, The Point of Impact. We got some Crash Bandicoot in here. We got some Zelda. We got Luigi's Mansion, Mario Golf, Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Superstar Baseball, Metroid Prime games, Pikmin. We got Soul Calibur 2, Star Fox Adventure, Star Fox Assault. We've got Rogue Leader Squad, Star Wars Rogue Leader, Rogue Squadron 2. We've got Super Mario Strikers, Super Mario Sunshine. We got Super Monkey Ball, Super Smash Bros. Melee. We got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, Wave Race over here, and 1080 Avalanche is where we started. So yeah, I'd love to see more games there. I mean, it's a little bit light, honestly, for GameCube. Again, how many games was that? 30 games. I will say this though, I obviously would love to see more games, but who wouldn't? There's a lot of the main games down here. Like everything Mario is on here for the most part. I can't think of any that's not on here off the top of my head. Metroid, yeah, I mean, this is a solid selection. If you were going to pick 30 games, honestly, I don't think you could do it much better. So Game Gear is the next collection over, and Game Gear is going to deliver 286 games. You can see how it's put together. Nice background here as well. We have Genesis next. How many Genesis games do we have? We have 264. So, yeah, beautifully put together. This is incredible. WWF Raw. Arcade game. All right, so we'll back out. We've got Intellivision next. Intellivision is going to give us 139 games. Similar layout. Next collection over is going to be Sega Master System. Sega Master System gives us 60 games. And if we go the other way, we'll probably hit Sonic faster. So let's see if we have got Sonic in here. You have to. Yep. Looks like all the Sonic titles. Sonic Chaos, Sonic the Hedgehog the original, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So we'll back out. Next collection over is SNK Neo Geo CD. This is going to deliver 89 games on here. Very nicely put together with the cover art down there, with the discs and all that. Backing out. Next one over is Sega Model 3. Huge fan of this. Hopefully we have Star Wars Trilogy in here. We've got Daytona USA 2. We've got Battle on the Edge over here, as well as Power Edition. Emergency Call, Ambulance. But yeah, Dirt Devils. Great game right here. Love that one. Lost World, Jurassic Park. We've got Scud Race, The Ocean Hunter, Super GT. We've got Ski Champ, Sega Rally, and Star Wars Trilogy right there. That is the game to play in this collection, in my opinion. Love that in the arcade. Virtua Strikers 2 over here as well. There's a couple different of those. And Virtua Fighter. So backing out of Sega Model 3. Again, how many games were in there? 21 games. Excellent. Next over here we have Sega Naomi. And Sega Naomi has a total of 98 games. Wow, that's a lot for Sega Naomi. That is a lot of games. Love it. So Crazy Taxi's in here. I imagine that hopefully we have like Virtua NBA. That's a good one. Virtua Golf. You don't usually see that in here, so that's cool to see. Giant Graham, great wrestling game right there. Biohazard. House of the Dead 2. Wow. Excellent stuff. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. We've got Monkey Ball. We've got Ninja Assault, which is a great game. Power Stone 1 and 2. Very nice. Ring Out 4x4. What else do we have? Spawn's in here. Excellent. Sports Jam's in here. All right, I hope we have the Typing of the Dead's on here. That's a fun twist on House of the Dead. Hopefully we have Virtua NBA. We do. There it is. We have Virtua Athletics or Virtua Athletics. We have Virtua NBA. We have Virtua Tennis. We have Virtua Tennis 1 and 2. Perfect. Wave Runner GP is a great one. World Series Baseball. Man, Sega had great graphics for the time there. And WWF Royal Rumble. So very cool stuff. We'll back out. That's probably the biggest Sega Naomi collection I've seen, in fact. Neo Geo Pocket Color. So it's not a collection I really play much, but 40 games inside here. Moving on, we have... All right, and the next collection is Nintendo 64. How many N64 games do we have? 37. That's a little bit light, not going to lie. 1080 over here. We've got Banjo. We got Cruisin'. All right, so we got World and USA. We don't have Exotica. We have Diddy Kong Racing, Donkey Kong 64, Doom 64, Excite Bike 64. All right, so we got GoldenEye. We got Zelda. We've got Mario Golf, Kart, Tennis, Paper Mario, Perfect Dark 64. We've got, do we have Mario Kart 60? Yeah, we do. Okay, cool. Do we have the Mario Party games? Doesn't look like we have the Mario Party games, though. Okay, we'll keep it moving. Star Fox 64, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Shadow of the Empire, Episode 1 Racer. Okay, Mario 64 here. We've got Super Smash Brothers here. Turok, we've got Wave Race, we've got WrestleMania 2000. All right, yeah, I mean, it's missing some titles here for sure. No WCW games, no WWF No Mercy. I love WrestleMania 2000, but yet at least have No Mercy on here, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's watered down, but I'd love to see more games. 37, I think. N64 is so popular I think 37 games is just too light for this collection, but still good selection here, but improve upon it. I think add some more stuff in there for sure. Yeah. All right, so we'll back out of N64. We have NES next. NES is going to deliver 112 games. Yeah, I think that's about right. This is a collection that's usually really robust on plug-and-play drives and game consoles, but it's a lot of filler stuff. This seems to be a more tailored list, and I'm not mad at 112 games. That's honestly probably, for me, 105 more than I'll probably play, to be perfectly honest. But it is cool to have something there, especially if you're having people over. People have different interests. They are interested in different games. So it's going to give you a good selection for, having buddies over that are looking for something that maybe you're not always looking for. So we'll back out of this one. We have, 3DO next. 3DO has how many games? 11 games on here. Populates in very nicely. Just a really clean setup from top to bottom. I'm impressed. Backing out now, we have PC Engine. PC Engine is going to give us 58 games. And next we have PC games. Okay. What PC games are on here? Battletoads. Okay, that's a good one. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. We've got some Doom in here. So this is the Doom 1 and 2 bundle. Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2. This is a great game. This is kind of like a modern-day Mafia Godfather style Metal Slug. Hollow Knight's in here. We've got Hot Shot Burn. We've got Killer Instinct. We've got Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. All right, so some good stuff. That's a great game there. We've got Streets of Rage 4. We've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. We've got Street Fighter in here. So definitely some good titles. There's some titles I'll never play, but there is a good selection of titles that I am interested in here. Cuphead there as well. So Pinball FX2. Pinball FX2 is going to give us 77 different tables. Now, currently we're on Alien. We've got Alien versus Predator. And you can just see how graphically incredible this is. Now, I'm a big fan of VPin, and these are some of the best games in my opinion. Very interactive. You can see Alien right there. He pops out. We've got quite a few Alien ones. We even have like throwback ones like this that just feel a little bit more nostalgic, I guess. We've got Doom over here, and you can see the customized table. Very three-dimensional. We've got Fallout, Skyrim, Bob's Burgers, Earth Defense. Wow, a lot of great stuff here. Avengers. We take a look at Avengers, Age of Ultron. And I like the way that it scans over everything. Blade, this is the comic book style. Captain America, Civil War, Deadpool, Fantastic Four, Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man. Moon Knight is one of the best in my opinion. Just really great, very 3D, really interactive gameplay on the board as well. So backing out, we have Pinball FX3 over here next, and inside here we're going to have 102 games. So there is some crossover, obviously, between the two. But this is probably a little bit better than FX2. Creature of the Black Lagoon is a favorite of mine right here, so we'll highlight that one. And that's, you can see that is a original, pinball table that they've made into this, three-dimensional setup. So lots of good stuff in here. And I want to see if they have the Star Wars stuff actually, because there's so many great Star Wars games on here. Let's see if they're included. There we go. So Solo is a great one. I know not everybody likes the movie, but I didn't mind the movie. This table though is incredible. We've got this one over here, which I'm not as familiar with. Let me see what else we have. So some of these are really great, and we also have like Clone Wars. We've got Droids, but the original 3 movies, those are incredible. Like A New Hope right here. Notice the lightsaber when you launch the ball. And Return of the Jedi over here, another great one. Love that. Empire Strikes Back. Just graphically incredible. Han Solo one. So if you're a huge Han Solo fan like I am, this is a great table as well. And there's just so many. I mean, take a look at them all. We've got Jaws, we've got Back to the Future, E.T., Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. There's just so many amazing tables here. And then I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan. I actually have a V-pin that is wrapped with this exact table. Monster Bash as well, another great one. So, all right, we'll back out. We've got PlayStation next. PlayStation's going to give us 59 games, a little bit light, similar to that of N64 here in Dreamcast. I mean, it's a sampler. It's got some great titles here, Medal of Honor, Medieval. I saw Crash Bandicoot before, Resident Evil games. Yeah, I mean, there's some great stuff here, but still a little bit light in my opinion. At least we have the Tekken games. We have Tekken 1 through 3, it looks like. You got Tomb Raider, you got Time Crisis, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Castlevania, and so on. So backing out of original PlayStation here, we've got PS2 next. Inside PS2, we are going to get 26 games. So love the way that everything populates in across the bottom here as well. You can see the original PS2 console up there on the shelf. You got the controller on the left-hand side, some Grand Theft Auto in here. And the other really cool thing is if you go up or down with your D-pad or analog stick, you're going to go into a favorites selection for this collection. So in here, the only game in here is Tekken 5 for favorites. Usually I like that to be blank, but I'll be honest, Tekken 5 would be in my favorites, so that saves time for me. It's a great game. Soul Calibur in here, Soul Calibur 3. We've got Tekken 5, as we just saw in favorites. Virtua Fighter Evolution. We got some Burnout titles. Final Fantasy, Gran Turismo, and then back to the Grand Theft Autos. Backing out now. PS3 is the next collection. PS3 has 11 games. We got Afterburner, Climax there. We got Borderlands 2. We got Batman Arkham City, God of War 2. Or is that 3? Is that 2 or 3? Okay, got it. Street Fighter in here, The Last of Us, Uncharted 2, Arkham City. Yeah, so not a ton of games inside here, but a decent selection. There's not too many that I'm like really excited about. I'd love to see Ridge Racer on here. I love Ridge Racer 7, but yeah, still good offering here. It gets you started at the very least. So backing out, we have PS4 next. This is going to be PC versions of these games. There's only 2. So we have Bloodborne and we have Crash Bandicoot 4 in here. Moving on, we have PSP next. PSP is going to give us 46 games. So like here, just to be, overly critical, I would do less PSP games and add some more like GameCube or add some more PS2. Because, like some of these titles, we already saw them in the other selections. Or other collections, rather. Outrun 2006, Coast to Coast. We saw that in PC games. So I think there is a little bit of... this is a good game. This isn't available on the other ones, but like some Tekken in here. Yeah, I think you can clean up just to maximize the amount of space that's on here. You can clean up some of these, like PSP, remove some of the games that, you have them for different console collections. You could do the same thing with like PS2 and GameCube and stuff like that. Like if there's any game that's listed in multiple collections, remove it just to save on time. So backing out of PSP, next we have PSP Minis. This is a collection that I wouldn't enjoy all that much. 301 games, and that's because they take up virtually no space. But yeah, if you're into PSP Minis games, this would be great. I'm not, so that doesn't really move the needle for me. Sega Saturn is next. We have 17 games here. Saves you a lot of money right here because these games are all super expensive to buy, the actual physical copies of these days. Next collection over is going to be Sega 32X. Inside 32X, we have 37 games. Very nicely put together, like everything else on this drive so far. From here we have Sega CD. Sega CD is going to give us 12 games. Backing out, we have SG-1000, 75 games. Sega Mark III, 58 games. So I definitely like how much Sega stuff is on here. I'm a big Sega fan. Always been more Sega than Nintendo personally. Sharp 68,000. Inside here, you're going to have 248 games. Next collection over is Super Graphics. Super Graphics is going to give you just 5 games. Next collection is Super Nintendo, obviously a favorite. 309 games. I love that we have the cover art visible across the bottom. Got the console up there as well. Controller on the left with a Game Boy. Next collection is Nintendo Switch. Inside Nintendo Switch, we have 81 games. Kicks it all off with Alien Isolation. We have Animal Crossing. We have Assassin's Creed The Rebel Collection. We have Bayonetta 3. We have Castlevania. We have a lot of great titles in here. Diablo. Looks like Hollow Knight's in here. Kirby and the Forgotten Land here. I love that game. We have Luigi's Mansion 3. We have Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. We have Mario and Luigi Brothership. We have Super Mario Brothers Wonder. We have Mario Golf Super Rush. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, of course. We've got Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. We got Metroid Dread. We got Metroid Prime Remastered. A lot of amazing titles in here. I'm definitely loving what's offered here. Paper Mario. We have Pikmin 4. Plants vs. Zombies. We have a bunch of Pokemon titles in here. We have Quake. We have Red Dead Redemption. We have Sonic Mania, Sonic Superstars, Sonic Shadow Generations, Splatoon 3, Super Mario 3D World. We have Super Mario Wonder again. We have Super Mario Maker 2, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Party, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And then it looks like all the Zelda titles here. Wolfenstein 2's over here. Zombie Army. So yeah, I mean, a great selection for Nintendo Switch on here. Next, we have TurboGrafx CD. Inside this collection, we have 46 games. You can see how they all populate in across the bottom. Backing out, we have Vectrex over here. Vectrex is going to deliver us with 21 games. Nice cartridge there. After Vectrex, we have WonderSwan Color. WonderSwan Color is going to deliver 95 games. Next collection over is Wii U. Wii U is going to give us 22 games. So we have Bayonetta, we have Donkey Kong Country, Tropic Freeze, we have Game & Wario, we have some Zelda titles here, we got Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, some good Lego games in here. We have Mario Party 10, we have Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, Super Mario Bros. U, Ninja Gaiden 3, some Pokemon in here. We have Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. I love that game. Splatoon, we have some Star Fox titles here. We have Super Mario 3D World. We have Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. We have Tekken over here. Love that one. So definitely a pretty robust collection for Wii U. We're going to back out. Next collection over is Original Wii. This collection gives us 10 titles, and it looks like we have the classics. So we have Donkey Kong Country Returns, we have Kirby's Epic Yarn, we have Mario Kart Wii, we have Super Mario Bros. Wii, we have Sin and Punishment, we have Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, we have Super Paper Mario, we have Super Smash Bros. Brawl, we have some Capcom in here, and then we start over the process. Now, look at the background here. Definitely a nice Wii background. Backing out, we have original Xbox. This collection is going to give us 47 games. Aggressive Inline to kick it all off. Black, I love the Black game. We have some Burnout titles here. We have some Castlevania. We have some Crash. We have Crimson Skies. High Road to Revenge, I love that game. We have Doom 3. We have Far Cry Instincts. We have FIFA Street 2. Fight Night 2004. Fight Night Round 3. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now, before I was talking about how you can kind of cut back on some of the games and the amount of space taken up if you remove some of the versions that are present in other collections. Like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, we've already seen this in a couple collections, so just pointing things out like that. We've got Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Hitman 2, we've got Hulk, we've got Jet Set Radio Future, we've got Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Max Payne 2, Mech Assault is a great game. Mercenaries is a great game. Midnight Club 2 is a great game. We got some NASCAR. We have NBA Street V3. We have Ninja Gaiden Black. Definitely some cool titles. Project Gotham is a great game. Now, this game I absolutely love. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. This is, really the first 3D version of this game. Soul Calibur 2, some Star Wars in here, The Warriors, Time Splitters 2. We got some Tony Hawk Pro Skater in here as well. Love the Xbox collection. Next, Xbox 360. Inside here we have 18 games. Alone in the Dark. We've got Racer-Rama is a great racing game, actually. Great for the kids. Condemned Criminal Origins. We got Dead to Rights, Retribution. Halo 3, Hunted, Metal Gear Solid, HD Collection, so that's 3 in 1 right there. Saw 2, Sonic Unleashed, Tony Hawk's Project 8. We have some Virtua Fighter 5 online. And we're back to where we started. So some decent games in here. Some games I'm not too crazy about, but still, looks like a pretty solid selection. So Xbox One X. All right, let's see what we got in here. So 4 games. Battletoads, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Cuphead, and Killer Instinct. So I believe we saw these in PC, if I'm not mistaken. Sinclair's The X Spectrum. This is going to be our last collection in here. And this delivers 28 titles. So very cool. Definitely like the background there as well. So that is everything inside of this selection. Now we can go up to our, this is our all games collections like we just went through, but we can also go up to favorites and go through, and that's going to just put in our favorites games. It's just for easy access. It kind of strips it down a little bit more for just navigating it quicker. So great offering here. What we're going to do is we're going to dive into a bunch of different games and test out the experience now.
Tilly pushes to serve. 15 love.
All right, guys, we jumped into the Beast Mini 2TB setup here from Kris Coolmod. Now, I jumped into mainly this guy right here. This is the external SSD. I love the fact that we have USB-A, but we also have Type-C connection. So this is going to work with everybody's setup, regardless of whether you're using a gaming PC or a gaming laptop, or you're plugging this into, a different device. You're going to have all your options covered by those two connection options right there. Now, I'm a big fan of the SanDisk Extreme portable 2TB SSD, which is what this is all set up on. This is very reliable. This is super high end, and this is very much premium. So what we get here is thousands and thousands of games at our disposal. We have everything from old school Atari and classic arcade in the main collection, all the way up to modern day PC games on here, including Xbox 360, Switch, Wii U, Nintendo Wii, and so much more. So the experience is going to depend on what you're connecting this over to, because at the end of the day, this is just a drive. This isn't a plug-and-play console. This isn't a computer. This is going to be accessed via a computer. And if you go to the Kris Coolmod website, which is kriscoolmod.com, I'll provide a link in the description of this video. Click over to this page, and it's going to tell you the minimum requirements for your PC in order to run everything that's included on here. Now, that's to run everything on here, because there is advanced stuff on here that is going to, really ideally you want to have a gaming PC or a high-powered mini PC or laptop capable of gaming to get the best experience out of this, because that Xbox 360 emulator is a tough one. PS3 is a tough one. Switch can be difficult. Wii U. These are more demanding emulators and collections that just require a little bit more from your system in order to effectively play those games. Now, I used the gaming PC today. You saw what my experience was like. It was perfect from top to bottom. The setup process here today, very simple. Literally just one click and you set everything up. You download your drivers. Everything gets done automatically for you. You don't have to click through different prompts on screen. One click and it walks you through the entire setup, and it takes, honestly, just a matter of a couple minutes at the absolute most. My gaming PC had all these drives on it already, or excuse me, all these drivers installed on it already. So it just did a check, basically made sure everything was up to date, and then sent me on my way. I was able to access these games. We tore through everything. This is a robust collection from top to bottom. So really enjoy what this has. Now, the only downside is the game collections aren't absolutely stacked. They're not complete. Some are, but the majority are just a sample of what is available in there. So Xbox, for example, there's not a ton of games, but the game selection is very good. GameCube, same deal. There's all the favorites on there. All the Mario titles, the Sonic titles are on most of these collections as well. But it's not going to be 100% what everybody's looking for, because they're not complete game collections on here. So people are going to want to, I think, make it their own. Like, for example, I mentioned in here, I would love to see Day of Reckoning added to GameCube. I love those wrestling games, but I can do that myself. The collection setup, the emulator setup, so I can start bringing in ROMs and deleting some ROMs that I don't want. So you can definitely make this your own. The biggest selling point here, in my opinion, is the fact that it's plug and play, it's reliable, and it's a clean setup. I kept talking about, as we toured through this, how organized everything was, how consistent every collection was. That's not the case with Kinhank. That's not the case with most of the stuff on AliExpress. AliExpress is great for getting a deal, getting some bang for your buck, but it's not that clean setup. And if you see any of my reviews on those products, I'm generally complaining about the layout, the design, the duplicate, stuff like that. None of that is an issue here on this setup. This is a premium setup. This is a reliable name brand setup. We have a SanDisk Extreme portable SSD right here. It doesn't get any more reliable than this. So you're going to pay more. Is this comparable to something on AliExpress or Amazon? Not at all. This is a high-level setup. Looks very clean, works. You don't have to go in here and update BIOS files. You don't have to do anything to this. Just simply do that one-click install, and you're good to go. So big fan of what this offers. Very clean setup, very reliable, and this is something that's going to last a very long time. This isn't something that's going to crap out in 6 months. You don't have to worry about that. Plus, you get excellent customer service and support from Kris Coolmod. So to learn more about this product and some of the other offerings from Kris, click the link in the description of this video. That's going to take you over to his website. You can comb through what's available on there. That is going to do it for today, though. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this product here and the different available options. Again, you can get the SD card right here. You can get the internal or external hard drives or SSDs on the website. So get some additional information, click those links, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the setup today. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching.